Alrighty. Been having some problems with my blower motor turning on. So I previously thought it was the resistor, which I made a video on that. You may have watched that, but that did not change anything, didn't fix it. So I'm thinking that it is the actual switch. So this is this piece right here. You change this and it sends a different signal to the blower motor, lower amperage or higher amperage for more speed. So I'm tending to think that that is the problem. I'm going to show you guys how to do that today. First step is remove this trim piece, which you have to pull your cup holder out first. Mine is loosely in there, not bolted, but normally there would be 2 screws right there, both Phillips heads. This piece just comes out. Just little plastic tabs that lock it into place. You can see here, this is held in by Phillips screws. There's 4 of them, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. In order to get this switch out, you're gonna have to remove all these knobs. And this one also has to come off. Just making sure that one goes back on, because when I took this knob, this switch off of the parts piece, I wasn't exactly sure how that one clipped in. But to remove all these screws, and these are very easy to drop and lose, so try not to do that. So I wasn't thinking that all the cables are hooked up to change the blend door and all that. All these, there's cables on each of the end ones that control the doors and the temperature and whatnot. So you actually can't pull that piece out. We should have not have even unscrewed it, honestly. But what you're gonna have to do is take your radio out so that you can gain access to the wire harness back here. I'm sure you can get, nah, you can't really get any wiggle room. You could attempt to remove these cables though. But next step is, I think we found our problem. It just broke. Alright, well, I'd say that's the issue. But now we have to get this unplugged from here. I need 2 hands, so I'm going to pause the video for a second. And next step after that is you're going to have to pull this black cover piece off, which just has these 4 tabs, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. You might even be able to just do the top 2, and nah, you're gonna have to get the bottom ones also. So 4 tabs, that cover plate comes off of there, as long as you have all of your knobs removed. And then this right here is just a 14 millimeter, it's like a plastic nut. So let me pause it and unplug the remainder of the switch. Alright, we just got it unplugged. It was heavily stuck. There was a little piece that's broken now. So right here, I had to actually put the pick in there and push down on the tab here, as well as push back on this. And as you can see, this connector is actually, I assume it was somewhat welding itself to the pins to the other pins, female to the male ends. This is burnt up for whatever reason. Don't know why. I was getting some sort of bad connection. So first thing I'm gonna do is just plug this new switch in to the harness. I don't know why my camera won't autofocus, but I'm gonna plug into the plug this switch into that harness and test it, make sure all the speeds work, and then maybe we will have to replace this pigtail here as well. I'm not sure if we have that or not, but we can go check. So first things first, plug this in. That's gonna be hard to do. I need two hands. Alright, I don't have it fully clipped. It's not 100% pushed in. It's hard to push in there for some reason, but I think it's enough to check the connection. Put the key on here. Oh, well, I guess it works. That was speed 1. So indeed, it was the switch after all. That was the problem. Take the key off. So like I said before, this little plastic nut has to be unscrewed. It's a 14. You shouldn't even need a ratchet, you just need the socket itself. Mine was actually snapped, it looks like, for some reason. Alright, now that piece is out. Get the remainder out of the way. And then there's actually a little locating tab here. That little square hole. And there's a little square here to line it all up. So we got to unplug this. And remove our nut. At this point, it's basically the opposite of removal, but we'll finish it off here. Got it lined up. Put the nut on. Careful not to push it back out of the hole. Alright, once you have it fully down, you just snug it up with the socket. It's not going anywhere. And then, see, my harness is pretty messed up here. I'm gonna check and see if I have this little jumper pigtail harness. Hopefully I do, and I can swap it out. But if not, what I'm gonna do is just spray some electrical cleaner on here, and then put some dielectric grease in on these pins, and then just put it back together. We know it works. Don't know how long it's going to be before it causes another short or whatever is going on there. Obviously something's happening, but this car is very old, 260,000 miles, and I assume the switch has never been replaced. So if we can get another 100,000 miles out of this other switch, I'd be happy with that. So I'm gonna go check if we have that jumper harness. If not, like I said, we're just gonna put it back together and clean it up, and then everything else is the you know, reverse order of removal. Put your faceplate back on, put all your knobs back on, screw it back in, and put your radio back together. So hopefully if you guys have this problem, hope this helped and save you some money. You could realistically, I'm sure people have these full assemblies on eBay, could change it. I just didn't want to because of these cables. Like I said, they're not the easiest to remove, so I'm not sure. I'm not saying they can't be done, but I just don't know how to go about removing them. I guess you could just pry it up, and I'm just afraid to bend them. But either way, either replace the full assembly or replace the switch like I did. Thanks for watching, guys. Alright, I had the little jumper harness because I had this full assembly here, and in order, it's clipped into here. All you have to do is just very firmly push forward and slightly lift up on the back end and push forward. Don't do it pointing at your face because you'll punch yourself in the face when it finally lets go.